It is day 11 of the kitchen reno. So yesterday, Thursday, nothing happened. So the guys didn't show up, but they messaged me at like 9:15, 9:30, let me know they weren't showing up. So that's absolutely fine. It is just what it is. I'm not a high priority project, and I know that. My cleaning fairy was here, so I got, she did reset the house for me, which was really nice. Just to, even though it didn't last very long, you can see dog prints and everything already. At least, upstairs is nice and fresh, and it just kind of helps that it's not going to be like one big cleanup at the end. So today they did show up quite late. It was like, and I was getting a little bit annoyed because I had told them I was going to take off from Pilates today for them, and they didn't show up till past 10. So I could have almost done my Pilates class, except for the fact that I ended up having a job with a client, like a rush job with a client in the morning. So it worked out well. So there's no problem. I'm not like upset or anything. There's, especially since I found out why they were late. Calamity. So it turns out that this green paint that I painted my whole house with has been discontinued. So they can get the color, they can't get the base of it anymore. So so they got me a little thing, and they said it's not a huge patch. So they're gonna see what it looks like when they put it on the wall. But they said, in the future, if I ever have to do a patch job, it's gonna have to be like repaint the whole wall with the same color but a different finish, which I cannot get over. Like I did my whole house with this color that I can't get anymore. Well, I mean, I can get the color, but So he was all over town. He says he tried 3 or 4 different Comexes and, kept him striking out. And he went back later on and he found some, but he says it's not exactly the same. So we'll see how it goes on. He was also really kind. I had to pay cash for this because this was outside of the project, but at the same time, he picked me up another bucket of the pink bungee paint because I have like tons of stuff to do outside to touch up. And my gardener guy is going to be here on Sunday so he can do my painting. Like for example, over here, he'll be able to kind of get that all cleaned up for me. So I figured might as well get the paint. So that was like an extra 500 pesos, of paint, but I just keep buying paint. I just can't seem to win on the paint. Every time I think I have, enough to get me through to do patch jobs, I get more patch jobs. So here, this is gonna show you, I'm having an idea of what my, how much space I'm gonna have for my new counter. So that's gonna be the width of it. And then the height that I'm gonna have to work with. Is it ideal? I would much rather be cooking over there, which we'll get back to in a second, where it's nice and open, especially with you, but I still think it's gonna be better for what I plan to do to have this than to not have this. I was thinking I could have definitely not done any cabinets above, but I needed a place to put the microwave, and the microwave couldn't be over here because of the height distance and stuff. So I think I'm gonna be really happy once everything's in. It'll definitely be an improvement. So very excited to at least see where things are going. I've lost my chanclas with all of this. So all they did today was that they did all the backsplashes around. So you can see, I'm not gonna go over there because it's really gross on the floor. But you can see all that around. So that's all done, but they still haven't done this one yet. And I guess that's gonna be a different finish again, and they still got to do some here. So they haven't finished with the concrete, and you still have to finish this. So I bet you that's going to be the same sort of material as this, and then this is going to be the finished coat. But they have to wait till the furniture is in to do that. So not a problem. So he said that he is really hoping to be back for me tomorrow to finish as much of the paint as he can finish. I'm not holding my breath. They've got a lot of projects going on, a lot of issues with sub-trades not showing up or not being available. I think they might be a little bit overbooked, and my project is probably doubled in scope from what they had originally come to talk to me about. And I keep saying, I don't care if it takes a little bit longer, as long as you communicate with me. So they're taking me on my word on that. So it's absolutely not a problem. It's, they're still saying Tuesday. If he shows up tomorrow and he says it'll be done by Tuesday, I'm still struggling to believe that at this point Tuesday, because we lost that one we lost yesterday. But it is what it is, and it's just not like a big deal like the renos last year, because again, like I feel like I have my routine. I don't have to get up at the crack of dawn to greet them. They're consistent with time they show up, or at least they let me know they're not going to show up. I'm set up enough to cook in the other room. I've still got a fridge that's working. So it's to me, I'm able to be quite patient, and work so far hasn't been so busy that this has been really disruptive. A lot of things are working in their favor. So what they're saying is tomorrow finish as much of the paint as they can. Monday install the cabinet, at which point then they can do the electricity and then do the sink. And then we'll clean up and all that. So it's gonna be like that Money Pit movie that I've referenced, where it's gonna be 1 minute like it looks like this, and then the next minute it's gonna be all cleaned up. Is really what I know it's gonna be. It's gonna be one of those projects. So other things that have happened is I think I figured out what I'm gonna do underneath the sink there, as long as if they can recover my purple, although I think I have some of that purple left, so I might be lucky with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, it's so obvious what I'm gonna do. I can't even believe that I didn't even think about this. So what I'm gonna do is for the part that's underneath here and the part that's underneath the sink, I have quite a bit of this peel and stick glass, and I think I'm gonna go get another box at Home Depot. I can do that on my own. And I'm gonna just cover that with, or as much of it, I don't have to go all the way back, especially underneath here, just whatever I can see from, standing, by it and looking at it. And then for the other part, way at the back where I'm gonna be storing the water jugs, well, I had this nice little shelf made. So what I'm thinking is I can just knock off, it might be a bit harder than I'm thinking, but I think they're just glued on. I can knock off the legs on it. And then that's exactly the right, it's got all the cutouts and everything. Put that down and that'll give you a nice surface. And it's got like marine grade varnish on it. So it doesn't matter if I get water on it from the water jugs, and that'll look really nice and sharp and clean, and it'll match over here. So that's my plan for underneath the sink at this point. So I haven't told the guys that, but that's nothing part of the scope, so it's not their responsibility anyway. I think the only responsibility is to clean it up. And then I can see some of that purple paint back there, and I'm just hoping that it's still usable, and then I'll be able to pull that out and use it if I need it to do any touch-ups with the purple. I really like the idea of having that little kiss of purple in the back. And then I was just looking at all my paint, and I'm like, I don't have any at all of this guacamole. It's so frustrating. I got every other color pretty much, but like I'm thinking, like, why couldn't have this spot been right behind the door, or been somewhere that I can actually put like a painting or something and it wouldn't look ridiculous. So I mean, it really sucks, but it is what it is. So we'll live with it. It's just the way that it is. It's just, things happen. I'm not angry at anybody. So yeah, and then I don't know, we haven't re-talked about him finishing redoing the trim, which I think maybe he might have forgotten that. And if he's forgotten that, I don't think I'm going to worry about it. And I'll make that as my own little project in the next couple of weeks while it's still relatively quiet at work. Just at least and I've got a little palm sander also, so that'll make it really easy. But I'll see, maybe he might surprise me, but I don't see any white. I just saw him come back with green, yellow, and pink. So, and I'm not going to push it, because probably cheaper for me to go get a gallon, like go get a little liter of paint than it would be, and to do it myself, than it actually would be to pay somebody to add it to the scope. So anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing this painted tomorrow if this happens. I'm just thrilled with how this gray is looking with the yellow. It looks, in some ways it looks brighter, and in some ways, of course, it's darker, but it feels brighter and it feels warmer than when I had the light gray that was all cracked and not very pleasant. It's gonna be, I just can't wait to see it all polished and like done. I want to get closer, but I don't dare to, because I don't know, I dropped my chanclas somewhere. So you can see like all around the bottom. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's all rough, so they're gonna clean all that up for me along the bottom there. Ooh, that's zooming in on my finger. This camera is not my friend. So they're gonna clean up underneath all of that, and they're gonna make this edge a little bit more round so that I'm not cutting myself on it. So I'm just looking up there. I can just see there's a lot of patching that they need to do, but he's very, very efficient. Like, he'll do one section, and then it dries, and while that's drying, he's doing another section and whatnot. And he was asking me if I wanted those lights put back up there, and I'm like, yes, please. And he says, they don't fit properly. They're overlapping. I said, it bothers you, but it doesn't bother me. For the price of the solution, it was like, to me, it was like a really, really good solution, because I got those little lights there, the LED. There was like literally a guy knocked on my door selling them like 2 for 100 pesos, which is about half price. And then I just paid somebody to install them for me. So I'm definitely gonna want that back up there so I have some light. And then I've got the nice lights in my fans, so that's gonna be plenty of lighting. And then I'm gonna have the lighting underneath here as well. That was added to the scope. All right, it's Friday afternoon. I should definitely not be calling off, but my schedule got like shambled today because of this. I was told, rearrange my whole schedule for a whole day to do a real-time job, which is very, very lucrative. And then they finished, the lawyers couldn't stop fighting. It's actually kind of funny. The lawyers couldn't stop fighting and they ended up breaking it up after an hour. So now it's like, oh, okay, I've got an extra deadline on something that I didn't need the extra deadline on, but I'm gonna take it. I'm still just easing back into work. It's been very hard this week to focus, and I've just been doing like short days. So I think I'm gonna do something very unusual for middle of the afternoon. I'm gonna go get an ice cream. Because I've been wanting an ice cream all week and I haven't, so I think Friday afternoon I deserve it. We have, I used to have a really nice gelato place across, it was like a kilometer, it was like a 10-minute walk, and I would have gone that 10 minutes to go to the gelato place, but they moved and now they're 20 minutes away, so no more. So I'm almost ashamed to admit it, but I'm gonna go to Dairy Queen, which is just around the corner in like 3 minutes. It's nice, but it's not nice having a Dairy Queen around the corner. I've been very good though. It's not my favorite. I would rather have, gelato when I can, but I think right now this will be very nice. And I gotta find a little treat for her because she's out of treats. So I might stop and see if Oxo has her treats. She's such a good girl. And the guys arrived this morning. She went for pets, which is definitely not the girl that I adopted. All right, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, otherwise it'll be Monday. Day 11, but are we like day 18, day 20 since it started? I'll have to kind of calculate that.